Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. So for today's video, I figured I'll just talk about yet another animated movie. Yes, of course, it's part of a franchise I've already spoken about already, of course. And yeah, obviously, I just figured I'd do this just to get out the way in some ways. Because I discussed some of the entries before, and yes, it's the movie titled Pippi Longstocking, the one from 1997. I was actually going to wait to do this, but honestly, I just want to, like I was saying, just to get it out the way. As I mentioned just a moment ago, I've reviewed a few of the entries before, even though there's been many different versions of this character anyway. And yes, obviously, I just thought I'd do this because might as well, I reckon. This is a animated musical comedy film. It was made and released during the late 1990s. So I just thought, might as well do it. It served as a pilot as a spin-off TV series, which premiered sometime afterwards. So might as well get to it, I guess. Anyway, of course, as usual, let's talk about the plot, shall we? So here we go. I reckon. Oh yeah. In this animated feature, we get to see that Pippi Longstocking herself has pretty much moved to this place, and this is a household in which she picked. And even though they're all grown adults in the story that doesn't want her to be there, is because she has no grown ups at all, no mother, and her father is pretty much too far away in his own adventure, and that's definitely a thing there, folks. Oh yeah, but yes, obviously she has her own way to live, and yeah, and that's the thing. Of course, there's a whole thing with she needs to be a child, needing to live in a child home. Yeah, that's a thing in the movie where it was discussed for a brief moment. Eventually, as you can see, yeah, she does make some friends, of course, some classmates that actually did cheer her on. Yeah, she was always supposed to be this rebellious kind of a little girl who has a mind of her own. And yes, the whole idea is that she's incredibly strong, she's very powerful and whatnot. That's still a thing here. And she's said to be the strongest little girl in the entire world. But alright then, sure. While living here, yes, she has her monkey, and yes, along with her horse, all of which lives in this place, and she doesn't make the most out of it, I suppose. She lives in this place where, yeah, this whole thing with school is brought up. The whole thing with the teachers, of course. But yeah, that is definitely is a thing. The two other characters that come to her quite often, they go on these through adventure in this neighborhood, of course. But that's the thing, though. The two kids that come up to her really tell her that she has to go to school, and she doesn't really understand why she has to go to school. Really, like, what's the point? As I explained, it has something to do with Christmas and having like a little vacation or whatever. I mean, I guess they're kids themselves, so of course maybe they don't know how to explain it really at all. But yes, when they first introduced to Pippi Longstocking, they were just a bit confused. Like, okay, this seems kind of weird, but she's doing her things her way, and she wants to live how she wants to live, without the authority of her parents. Because as I mentioned a moment ago, she's really rebellious, quite obviously. So she's gonna do what she wants to do in her own way. She already has a mindset, so there you go, Regan. She eventually does go to school, obviously, for even if it's for a moment. So there's that. And not only that, she does have some gold, actually. Yeah, this whole thing with gold, which does serve as a thing in the movie as well, by the way, just saying. But yes, of course, she wants to live on her own and not really respond to authority figures, whether it's a teacher or what have you. She just wants to live her life in her way. And yes, of course, she's not really accustomed to this place where she lives at. You can obviously tell. And yeah, there was this whole bit where, yeah, there was a skeleton right here. I don't know how she got accustomed to that. It seems kind of morbid if you ask me, but okay, whatever movie. But anyway, bottom line is that, yes, she and the two other characters will have this big grand adventure with the monkey and the horse, quite obviously. But yes, of course, like I was saying, is that she doesn't know how to act around, I guess, over here in this place, since she's really accustomed to traveling around to different countries on boat and seas and all that and oceans, of course. But yes, these two friends, she literally eats the entire cake on her own in a really sloppy way because she doesn't really have any manners. Yes, which does become pretty problematic later on in the movie. And this mother character, she gets kind of how do I say this, concerned because of this. And Pippi Longstocking does feel a little bad because of what she's done. She realizes that she gone goofed in some ways. She realizes that he has made a mistake, of course. Anyway, she has to get used to the fact she's not living with her parents at the moment. At least not with one of them because her mother's dead or whatnot. All things considered, this was a decent little animated thing they had here. I like the animation here. The animation is actually quite good, really. It's very fluent, quite clearly. It's very fluent, and I did like the whole idea where they were going to execute the idea where she wants to live alone and whatnot. And like, okay, and it's detailed enough. Of course, it's very detailed enough. The animation and artwork are both nice, I reckon. So all in all, I can say that the voice acting isn't too shabby for what it's worth. I like the colors, I like the character spunk, so to speak, of course. As I was saying, folks, this is definitely something I want to talk about real quick. The film itself did receive very, very mixed responses from critics, I suppose, when it was initially released, I guess. And that didn't really change much, even up to this very day, quite obviously. So there was that, I reckon. But personally speaking, I didn't mind it really. But okay, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's fine for what we're trying to do in the grand scheme of things. And ultimately, yes, this film was considered as a box office bomb when it was released. I guess it did decent enough that the animated series was made anyway, regardless of that fact. So I guess that's something, I suppose. So there you go, I reckon. Anyway, but personally speaking, like I was saying, I didn't mind this really. The story itself is fairly straightforward and whatnot, and for what they're trying to aim for is not too shabby, I guess. All things considered, it's fine. Anyway, it's adventurous, of course, and I'll give this a Novaval rating of a 7.0 out of 10. It's a 7.0 out of 10 for me. And as always, thanks for watching and take care. See you.